Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm riding this. Okay, this is not the key of the bike, but the bike is on at the moment. So obviously the key is inside or on the motorcycle right now. This is the third generation of the KTM Duke 390, priced at rupees 3.75 lakhs on road Mumbai. And boy oh boy, it looks quite weird because look at that tank shroud which is extended unnecessarily, trying to replicate the bigger Super Duke. But yes, the design is a love it or I hate it. And I'm personally not a fan of so much orange splashed all over the motorcycle. But they've actually made the bike more compact. Firstly, the seat height has been reduced. It's 800 mm, but the ground clearance has been increased to 183 mm, and they've also reduced the wheelbase because it has a sharper rake angle. So yes, this wheel is moved more closer to the engine, resulting in a shorter wheelbase. The bike is more compact and definitely looks quite good if you are a person who likes orange, and KTM is all about in your face. Now let's come to the wheels. They get lightweight hollow axle. In fact, these wheels are lighter by 1.7 kgs, not each but combined both, so 850 grams lighter for the wheels and brakes. When I was saying hollow, I mean to say with the stick of truth, I can actually put it inside and remove it from the other side. That's so freaking cool. So lighter alloys, of course. Tire size at the front is the same as all the generations of the Duke 390, 110, 70, 17. At the rear, again, it's the same tire size as before, which is a 150 section, which is obviously been the case with all KTM motorcycles. So 150, 60, 17, barring the Adventure, of course. Now, they have actually put the monoshock on the side, because of which they were able to make those stupid changes. I say stupid because how did they manage to actually increase the ground clearance while reducing the seat height? So that's a mystery to me. But this is extended all the way unnecessarily, and there's this hole here for breathing, of course. Says Duke 390 right there, KTM there. I don't know how the bird managed to reach here, but somehow it did. Now the interesting part is these are 320 mm front discs. See the design, it's so different. 5-spoke alloy wheels here, reflector treatment. There also you get 5-spoke alloys, of course, but that is a 240 mm rear disc. I think the bike definitely looks very aggressive, yeah. Now let's come to the lights of the motorcycle. Again, unnecessary treatment because the LEDs have been shifted here, the DRLs that is. These are LEDs, of course. This is the high beam, so I'm just going to use that and show it to you. Yeah, that is the high beam of the motorcycle. 4 LEDs, 4 on the side, so 8 LEDs, indicators. You obviously get hazard lights. Now these are all LEDs on this particular motorcycle. The suspension is amazing because this is the WP Apex open cartridge suspension, upside down of course, but they are adjustable. So this is for rebound. You can adjust it in 5 clicks, plus making it stiff and minus making it soft, I believe. And on the other side, this is actually for the compression. Again, you can make changes to it. This thing also has the adjustment, but that is not for compression. It's for preload and rebound. So from here you can change it from soft to hard. Meanwhile, aluminium swing arm, of course, under mounted exhaust, and the engine is upgraded, so it is an increasing stroke for this engine. It's a 400cc engine now, 399cc. It says 398.63cc right there. In fact, that is the chassis number has been printed. The seat is nice and comfortable, but not so much for the pillion, but there's more room here, and this is the grab rail, of course. Orange colored seat. In fact, the tank capacity is also gone up. Now this is actually a 15 liter tank. Earlier it was I think 13.5 liters. And the brake light, nothing much to talk about there. And you can see the indicator, and the sari guard definitely looks out of place on such a sporty motorcycle. Okay, when you open this, you realize that there is some space here, but the KTM keycard has been kept here. Battery is placed right below it, and there is obviously the toolkit too. So bike feels very nice and tight now. Yeah, I kind of feel very one with the motorcycle, and the cluster does not change color, I believe. So let's first things first, turn off the hazard, that is the hazard light switch. Let's turn off the motorcycle. This is the engine kill switch. Let's turn it on, and okay, let me turn it off like this, and it says ready to race. 299 to 0 it comes, and there turns on the cluster. I just press it. Okay, why is it not turning on? Side stand. Yeah, side stand is supposed to be down. Side stand indicator is there, obviously. Let's turn it on. Okay, engine kill is on actually. One touch and it is on. There's a lot in this 5-inch TFT cluster, and to browse through this, you have a lot of nice switches here. So this is for the hazard light, the horn is nice and loud. This is for the headlight control, and these switches are to browse through this amazing screen because there's a lot to offer. Twin trip meters, of course, and then I can browse through speed control where I can set a certain speed and not want to exceed that. somehow I am not able to see cleanly, so the cluster could be better. Lot of settings here for quick shifter connectivity, because you can obviously connect it with the My KTM app. Quick shifter is there. There's the shift light, you can program that too. There are 2 settings for the same. And then I can get into the motorcycle settings. So there are 3 ride modes. ABS also I can turn on and off. There's one for the road, there's one for the rain as well. So here supermoto, no, actually road and supermoto, then motorcycle traction control, and then there's launch control when you are in track mode, of course. So yes, so much information, bike information and whatnot. This is for the navigation, this for the audio system when you have obviously connected your phone via Bluetooth, that is. Front brake, master cylinder, little bit of vibrations on the mirrors. Mirrors also have this nice shape. Let's rev this motorcycle, okay, listen to it. Firstly, let's get out of this freaking menu. Doesn't feel like this engine is going to blow up anytime soon. Let's start riding right away. Alright, let's turn on the motorcycle. It does this sort of a glitch. Look at the way it's starting. What's wrong with you, KTM? Turn it off, turn it on, repeat, and let's see what happens. So yes, quality could be better. And into first gear and off we go. That's what I love about KTM motorcycles. Instantly you can start flying. That is a level of performance, and my goodness, this bike feels so compact when compared to before, because I think I'm sitting almost on the instrument cluster because there's so little space here because of the shorter wheelbase and the sharper rake. My goodness, this is such a nice handler. It feels so nimble and agile. It is absolutely a hooligan on the street. Brakes are really nice. These are adjustable levers, by the way. This is what a KTM makes you do. Just filter through traffic very, very, very aggressively and comfortably and with a lot of confidence, because the bike just feels so nice to ride. My goodness, it's just unbelievable. And this is a motorcycle which feels so much better when compared to before in terms of the refinement and the smoothness and the ride as well. Somehow KTM has managed to make it even better. I thought, what can they do to the Duke 390? Well, they can do a lot, it seems. And I put the suspension on the stiffest setting right now, and yet it feels quite compliant. So that's a bit of a surprise and a shock, but I feel one with the motorcycle. I feel I'm in the motorcycle, not on it. That's how nimble, agile and compact this motorcycle is, which is definitely a good thing, at least when you're riding like a hooligan in the city, on the streets. Yes, this is a street fighter, which absolutely feels so freaking engaging to ride. But we're going to come to a halt because, okay, hazard lights on. I have to get into the settings right now. We were in street mode. Please give me track. Launch control is on, of course. We're going to get back there. You see the cluster mode also changes. Hazard lights off. Into first gear. Time for launch. 7,000 RPM and off we go. It gives me 3 launches. My goodness, launch control is shit here. First gear 57 kilometers per hour. The same recipe as before. Second gear 80 kilometers per hour. And in third gear it reaches 104 kilometers per hour, similar to the Himalayan's 450's engine. And then I can feel a lot of vibration from the pegs on the handlebar. 130 in fourth, and my god, this engine is always on the prowl. Yes, they've made it more refined. Peak power comes in earlier, but still it's a hooligan. It just wants to rev and rev like mad. It's a very fast revving motor. Okay, they've actually made changes to the stroke, so the stroke is not as short as before, I think. I'm not too sure about that, but doesn't matter. It just still is mental in the way it's able to rev so fast and over bumps. Oh, it shakes me all over the place. So yeah, it's still on the stiffer side. It's not very compliant, but compared to the older Duke 390, it's so much more usable. Now you don't have to girvy your balls because they're still intact somehow. Let me check. Yeah, that's fine. So let's go. Downshift and disappear is a mantra of this motorcycle. It revs so fast. It is an amazingly quick motorcycle, but with a lot of vibrations because single cylinder engine now. So obviously I can feel a lot of vibes on the foot pegs. I've said this before, but yes, the vibrations do bother me. Too much vibes. KTM, instead of adding a lot of tech and gadgets on this motorcycle, just give it an additional cylinder, because we are done with all the gadgets. This is a motorcycle, not a computer. Why do you have to add all these screens? मत दो मेरे को analog दे दो, but मेरे को ना at least एक और cylinder दे दो. I need one more cylinder, please. Filtering through traffic, not an issue at all. Ride it at lower speeds and you realize that the low end poke isn't that great, but it is much better when compared to before. So yes, peak power, it comes in earlier, so yes, it has good amount of punch lower down as well. But oh my goodness, performance is unfreaking believable. It is absolutely mental, a motorcycle, but top speed has reduced slightly and there's so much wind blast. Let's see where it can go to. Fifth gear 150, and then I'm going to go out of road before I hit the top pack.
Yeah, it is not as fast in the higher end of the rev range. The earlier bike used to just fly. This one not so much. It could be a little bit more fast in the higher end of the rev range, but they have focused more on rideability now. In terms of rideability, is absolutely unbelievable. Knocks it out of the park. Brakes are super duper strong. Yeah, amazing brakes on this motorcycle. So sure-footed, yeah, blows your mind. And now, okay, we have 3 launches. I thought launch resetted. Here, launch control at 7,000 RPM. What happened? Why is the traction control kicking in? What's wrong with your traction control? Bi-directional quick shifter, which means that I don't have to use the clutch. I can make shifts like this. That's the unbelievable part. There's so much grip on offer. Metzeler tires, but now they're H rated, not W rated. So yeah, speed rating has come down. Well, you're not going to be riding on top speed, but it matters because when the tire wears out, that speed rating is crucial. This engine has an increase in terms of the displacement, 399cc from 373.2cc. Obviously, it has all the best bits which you would expect from a modern engine, with a lot of high-tech bits like nickel coating, forged piston, diamond finger follows, you name it. This motorcycle's engine is absolutely scintillatingly awesome. Yeah, what an engine. With such displacement, they are putting out 2.5 horsepower more when compared to before, because this one, okay, we launch. Traction control, what is wrong with you? It wants to wheelie. That's the reason traction control is like chhod de bhai mere ko aaj. Yeah, so 46 horsepower. Torque output has gone up by 2 Newton meters to 39 Newton meters. And the engine sounds fine. It doesn't sound like a rickshaw anymore, but doesn't really sound like a sports bike either. It's somewhere mid. Directional changes are really very quick, and high-speed stability has decreased a bit. It's not as stable at high speeds like it was before. So yeah, high-speed stability could be better. Mirrors give you actually a very good view of what's around you. And this motorcycle has a new radiator, which is a curved radiator with 2 fans, similar to the Adventure 390, for better breathing. So the bike doesn't heat up much. Yeah, it doesn't heat up as much as it used to. And the other thing is that this motorcycle uses a trellis frame but has a new rear subframe, and all this has been done because obviously the wheelbase is now shorter. Shorter wheelbase means that definitely this motorcycle is more agile, compact, nimble, so that you can do stuff like this. And turn on launch control. Here we are, and off we go. What a beautiful motorcycle, absolute fun to ride. A KTM Duke 390 is just unparalleled, and the way it rides will blow your mind. Yeah, the handling is amazing, like it has always been the case. It's so nimble, agile and fast with directional changes. It's just unfreaking believable. The only thing is that the vibes bother you, but the performance is there. It's fast, it's frantic. Slipper clutch obviously there. Yeah, it works beautifully well too. Okay, let's take a quick U-turn. This bike is so light, 168 kgs, 4 kgs weight reduction. Taking a U-turn is effortless, and bang, opens the throttle. Front always wants to go up. So yes, traction control has been added. It has got cornering ABS. It has got so much tech. Remove all that tech, throw it in the dustbin, give me another cylinder. That's what I want right now. But wind blaster is going to really reduce the speed of this motorcycle. 15-liter fuel tank. Fuel efficiency somewhere between 24 to 28 kilometers per liter, depending on your riding style. Brakes are so freaking good. Unbelievable braking performance because lightweight. Now 4 kgs weight reduction might not seem much, but it is quite a lot because a lot of weight has been reduced on the wheels, and that obviously has a big difference as well. So 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, I expect just downshift and freaking disappear. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour comes up in just 5.5 seconds, 5.6 seconds. Now from a previous Duke 390 owner, the first generation Duke 390 owner, I have to say that the Duke 390 has lost its raw appeal, but still is a mad hooligan. My older bike was something, I mean, I still have that, 10 years old now. My Duke 390 04, I forgot to celebrate its birthday. Very fast, very fun, but this is now even better because the seat height has been reduced. It feels more compact, more agile, and it inspires a lot more confidence. It's more refined, it's smoother. It is by far the best Duke 390 yet. My Duke 390 was more raw. It was more of a muscle motorcycle. This one is the best of both worlds. You can ride it sanely as well. So here I'm actually going to come into 6th gear and going to ride it little sanely. There it's reset the launch control. So I've got 3 launch controls. Again, there's a stopwatch here. A lot of tech in this cluster, which is unnecessary, honestly. The only thing is that I'm not able to see the cluster because I'm sitting so far ahead now. I think I'm sitting ahead of this cluster as well. If you want to ride it sanely, you can. Look at this, 60 kilometers per hour in 6th gear. It doesn't even feel like I was riding like a mad person a few seconds back because this bike has this sort of dual characteristic. Now it has got multiple ride modes. There's the street ride mode and there's the track ride mode, which have the very same. What am I doing? Just down freaking shift. You can't ride this bike slowly. I'm sorry, you cannot do it. So I was telling you, there is the street ride mode, which has the same power output as the track ride mode. In track, I think the traction control is less intrusive. There's a rain ride mode as well, which is definitely a lot lesser in terms of output, which is good for the range. But then performance isn't so much also that you have to actually get into these ride modes, but you can if you so wish. And I like the fact that this bike is always on the prowl. It just does not like to be ridden slowly. It wants to be ridden like a mad motorcycle all given moments, and that's exactly what I'm doing. What a motorcycle. Launch control keeps getting reset all the time, which is something I absolutely love about this motorcycle. It keeps giving me the launch control, which is useless because it doesn't really launch so nicely with the launch control enabled, of course. So here now we're going to do the brake test, because I have to ride at 60 kilometers per hour to tell you that how cool and nimble and easy and agile this particular motorcycle is. And that's the reason I recommend at 60 kilometers per hour you will have the best of the whole world. But I think we should downshift. Did I just get into first gear? Yes, I did. Doesn't matter. What a motorcycle. The KTM Duke 390, it's freaking back, and it's an absolute mad machine for rupees 3.75 lakhs. So they have not increased the prices at all. The price increase is because the registration cost has increased because of the increase in displacement. This is the best street naked you can buy in India right now. Close your eyes and get yourself a Duke 390. You are never going to regret it, because when you come to a signal, your launch control active. Come on, give me launch control, 7,000 RPM, and off we go. It's so freaking fast and so fun. What a machine.